What, you weren't recording a minute and a half ago?
No, I wish we had been.
But that was gold.
Should we? I guess it's too late now.
What, go back in time?
We could
and
reenact
record
it. We could reenact it, but
I'm sure it's gonna happen again.
oh, I'm sure. And then then I can make the joke.
Probably never. Probably now that we mentioned it, it's not gonna happen.
We'll have good audio then. You disappeared for a second. You're back. All right. So
Yeah.
shall we just launch into it? Starting these is always awkward.
I thought we had a perfect beginning until you weren't recording.
Look, no one's perfect.
You're listening to Catchupcast, the podcast where, believe it or not, we do not discuss condiments.
Maybe that's our beginning, is you chastising me for not recording.
See, it's back. It's back. Listen.
There's a different beep now. Oh, there's different.
It's a different beeping now?
There's a couple jug machines.
What is a jug machine?
A big forklift, apparently. So, listeners,
Okay, I hear some banging going on.
I'm
in the
recording
background
outside today, listeners. And
now. You're literally recording in a construction zone.
no, the construction's over there. See, it's all the way across the quad.
The quad. I never want to hear the word quad used in a sentence.
What's wrong with the word quad?
It's everything. There's nothing ever that's been called a quad that is an exciting place to be.
What about a nice grassy spot where I can sit with friends and have a nice conversation? Sounds pretty nice to me.
A good grassy knoll.
A good grassy knoll. But we're not going to call this place South Knoll. That sounds stupid. We're going to call it South Quad.
South Quad is even worse.
Why? It helps me know which way is south.
You don't know that off the top of your head?
No, I don't have a compass built into my brain. I'm sorry.
Oh. You should get out more.
Oh, there it is. There's the beeping.
It's back.
You
can't... Oh my god.
So I guess I better make this really original joke that I definitely didn't make before. You know, it's kind of atmospheric.
You said that. Oh, you said that while we were recording already.
No, I didn't. We didn't make the ASMR joke.
We already did that.
But not when I was recording. I was trying to set that up.
Oh my god.
Trying to make this comedy work, Isaac.
How did we start this one off bad already?
We could try again. We could take
No, we gotta roll with it. We gotta go.
Okay.
It took us 4 tries to get episode 7. I don't think we can.
It did take us 4 tries to get episode 7, but once we got it, we've continued on since then. So that's really good, right? Speaking of episode 7, well, not really. But speaking of episode numbers, this, Isaac, is a big episode for us listeners. It's big. Isaac, do you know why this is so big?
It's our 10-year anniversary.
It is our 10-year anniversary. Happy 10 years of Catchupcast. 1 episode a year. We have such loyal fans.
How like...
We're 30 now.
Yeah, that took no time at all. We also wouldn't be 30 even if we started this that doesn't make any sense. But okay, your math there is off. But yeah, 10 years, man. It's been a while.
It's been a while. And we're still in college. Oh, man.
No, we started this when we were in 5th grade? 4th grade?
Yes, we did.
Actually, no joke, though. Remember that podcast that you were doing with your sister in your house? Right?
Animals Tell It Like It Is.
You did on Garage.
The one with stuffed animals that we talked to?
Yes, and I was a guest star on it one day because I was over to your house for dinner or something.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that...
You had Mr. Money on, Mr. Moneybags or whatever, the one stuffed animal that had a money print.
Oh, yeah. I had a lot of those. I had a bear, I had a snake, and I had a bow tie.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I was on that. See, we've actually been doing this for that long.
Well, listeners, happy 10 years of podcasting to me and Isaac, and happy 10th episode to Catchupcast. So now that we're in double digits, we finally have some sponsors, right?
Finally.
Today I'm here to talk to you about
is...
loud noise. Loud noise is an obnoxious sound in the background of this episode. It makes me...
About construction zone.
I like to use loud noise to fall asleep at night. What do you like to use loud noise for, Isaac?
I still hear the beeping.
Yeah, because the
It's
beeping's still
there.
happening. I can't. Do you want me to go over to the construction man and be like, hey, listen, can you hold off on this really expensive building you're constructing currently? I'm trying to do a podcast. Should I tell them that?
Like, how much do you think it's going to show up in the final cut, in the final edit?
Let's be real quiet for a second, and I'll look at the wavelength. Not at all. It's not showing up as anything.
So are the listeners going to think I'm insane because I'm hearing this beeping?
They might, but if they've stuck through 10 episodes of Catchupcast, I think they'll handle your insanity just fine.
Fair enough.
Speaking of 10 episodes of Catchupcast, I don't know how many of your friends listen to it, but a bunch of my friends have started listening to it, and we're getting rave reviews.
Are we now?
I got 2 new friends who listen to it.
You got new friends?
Well, I mean, they're new listeners.
Okay.
You know, one of them, Matilda.
Really?
Yeah, they left a comment on our first episode on YouTube.
Oh boy.
Basically thanking us.
I gotta.
You got a what?
I gotta go take a look at that.
And then my friend
Is it a
Isabella.
public comment,
It's
or
a
is
public comment, yeah.
Okay.
I
gotta go look this up.
I keep our feedback.
Oh, sorry.
open.
Go ahead. Keep talking though.
And my friend Isabella started listening, kind of because I pressured her into it. So thank you for
Wow, I love
giving
when
into peer pressure,
that
Isabella. Also, shout out, I guess. But she said she likes to listen to it because it kind of feels like she's just sitting in the student union with us doing her own thing while we're having a conversation. So it's like she just feels like she's with some buds, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to be the internet's friends. Also, because this is the podcast that's keeping our friendship alive. But you're still reading, so I'll keep stalling.
Is it that? Is it? Okay. Because our first episode actually isn't up.
It's
our second
No,
episode.
they're just out of order. They uploaded slightly. One uploaded faster than the other one.
Oh, okay.
I uploaded them
I
at the
see
same
now.
time,
But there's also a comment from
my friend Ben. Also,
person-
shout out.
No, BSK.
Yep, my friend Ben.
Okay, cool. All right. Fair enough. Wow, that's impressive. See, sometimes I forget that other people around the world have the internet, and
Isn't that crazy?
They can. I know, right? And that, especially people that I knew in the past, and that they can find things that I put on the internet. It's like they'll never see this, and then you point out something like that, and I'm like, oh.
Don't you have friends who... You say you got friends who want to be on the podcast. Don't they listen to it?
No, because I haven't told them where to find it.
So they just want to be on your podcast they've never listened to?
Well, I had a conversation at dinner last night with one of my friends about how I have a podcast, and how I'm actually looking for a mic to speak better.
I should
into,
probably get a
'cause
microphone,
my laptop
actually.
Are you also speaking into your...
Yeah, but
your
my laptop has a little bit of a better microphone than yours.
Yeah, it's very true. My laptop has now 3 lines of dead pixels going down the right side of it.
Plot development.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
things escalated
There's a
quickly.
wood chipper truck now across the street.
No way.
Yeah, look. Can you see it? It's the orange one. You can't really see it at all.
Is it gonna stop and chip some wood right in front of you, or is it gonna?
It looks
go
like
down
it's
the street?
just going down the street. Anyway, you were saying you're talking to a friend about podcasting at dinner.
Oh yeah, and they were like, so what's the point of the podcast? What do you guys talk about? I was like, yeah, I don't know. It's like essentially just to like maintain our friendship. He's like, that doesn't sound entertaining at all. I was like, it's really not.
People like
He
it.
was like, okay, great, cool, good fine.
It's a good podcast. Oh, it's chipping wood. It went down the street before it started chipping wood. That's good.
Great.
I thought so. Here was my
I
thought
can hear it,
process.
though.
with
I can
recording.
definitely hear it.
So can I probably. I can edit it out from like when you're speaking. I can edit out my stuff, so it's just you. That's what I did for the last episode. If you were saying something and there was weird noise in the background of mine, I'd just cut that noise out because it's 2 separate tracks, so I can do
Wait,
that.
so what you're saying is you took out you just kept my half of the recording and then talked in as if you were having a conversation with me later, but after what I've said is true, so that your half makes no sense at all. Well, I mean, both halves don't make any sense at all because you're trying to have a conversation.
No, but I just had a thought. I've got a couple recordings of my half from the episodes that we never released. What if I sent them to you and you recorded yourself And then we get 2 new episodes suddenly.
Talking in the spaces between what you replied to me before.
Yeah, that's 2 brand new episodes.
But we can save those for like when we get a Patreon, and those can be like our Patreon reward.
The bonus episodes.
It's like the half.
The lost episodes.
The lost episodes with commentary by Isaac.
Or do I take, because I've got 2, right? Do I edit the 2 as 1, so it's just me talking to myself?
One.
Or half an hour?
I think that'd be more funny. That'd be
Maybe
funnier.
I'll try that. Maybe I'll just like put them together and like see if I can make a conversation out of it. Catchupcast.
Try, or make like one of those like
Ethan loses his mind.
those like dub things where you like I don't know, where you like make like whatever. You like put it to music essentially.
Oh, I could do that. The musical episode. Every show's got to have one, right? It's like a prerequisite.
We don't.
We're not having one. I've put music
Nope.
in like one episode to like fill an awkward time gap before. That's it.
What? So also when you sent me a message yesterday about our latest episode, I sort of fell down a rabbit hole and listened to all of our episodes essentially in one afternoon. So
It was nice.
maybe not all of them.
Trip down memory
Like
lane.
a good like 4 of them. Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
I was listening to the first one a little bit ago, actually.
Why?
I don't know. I just felt like revisiting it. It's episode 10. It's the anniversary, 10 years. So. Go back to the
We can
roots.
talk about our favorite moments.
Greatest hits. We had some good moments.
Some of which I don't. Yeah.
So I've got, in the vein of most episodes, I've got things I'd like to talk about. I don't know if you have a list. or
Really?
anything. Just like little
I have.
things that occurred to me. Do you have some?
I guess I've got one thing I might want to talk
Bring
about.
it up.
Sure.
Bring it up.
What you're gonna bring up your list?
No,
first, and
you
then
you
you're
got
gonna let me
you
talk?
got one thing. I've got several.
So we should do one of yours, and then one of mine, and then one of yours, so it's less monotonous.
That would be better. Well, I've got some things that are like less exciting than others.
Great, as conversations usually happen.
Well, some
to
of them are
be.
just fun tidbits. Some of them are like stories and stuff.
Okay, throw me a tidbit. What's a little thing?
So a couple years ago, in like freshman year of high school, I made.
Oh no,
No,
this story's already going downhill.
No, that's really true, but also like I take offense to that. Just because I say freshman year of high school doesn't mean it's gonna be bad. However, the story.
I think those are synonymous. I think you don't even have to say that it's going to be bad. I think
it's about a video
just
I
saying
made
that
freshman
it's-
year of high school. No, you're right. This
even more so. Like
I don't know if you ever saw any of my YouTube videos, but there's one where it's myself and Zach, my old friend Zach. I don't know if you were ever really good friends with him. And it's basically we just sing the Doctor Who theme on a webcam and like we dance a little bit. It's stupid. It's so stupid. We were just goofing around one night when he was over. But that's my most popular video on YouTube. It's like 3,000 views, and every once in a while it'll get a couple hundred. Like it just sort of goes through the rounds. But it's relevant because the other night I was with some friends. We were just watching videos in a classroom, like embarrassing videos from each other's pasts. And I said, "Hey guys, pull up this video. This is my most popular video. It's super lame." And one of my friends goes, "Holy shit!" And I said, "What?" And she said, "I've seen this before."
oh no.
And I guess when she was in high school, she fell down a rabbit hole where she was just watching Doctor Who videos, and mine came up. But like now, she's one of my good friends, and it's just it was really funny.
That's terrifying.
It is terrifying, but it's also kind of cool. Like, what are the odds? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's my fun.
Yeah.
That's,
Do you ever see like a tour that's coming through your college, like a prospective student that's like coming by and they're like going on the tour doing the thing?
all the time. I saw a couple today, actually.
Do you ever think that there's somebody that you know?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, that person really reminds me of somebody that, or like, actually looks very similar to somebody that I know.
Has that happened?
But then, like, you know that they're not, and it's just like, or you're like, why did they come to find me way up here?
They just want to hang out with you. They just want to be friends. Has that happened recently?
They probably shouldn't.
Have you seen?
Yeah, it happened to me today, but I know that they aren't that person. They're accounted for.
That's so fucking ominous. You're looking off. Listen, you can't see it, but Isaac's like looking off into the distance. The light is glinting off his glasses, like he's some sort of maniac, and they're accounted for.
Okay,
This guy's about
okay.
to like.
No.
This person's having someone watched.
Well, I just know it's not them, and also that's happening because I'm looking out my window and the way the camera on nothing is ominous. Don't worry about it.
It just looked kind of ominous. Like if I was making a movie, that's the shot I'd use to like show someone's gonna like stalk someone, like murder someone.
Don't put that together. Don't put those words in my mouth.
I didn't. They came out of my mouth. They were they were just describing.
Yeah, let's keep them in there.
I'll just put them back real quick. Was that your thing? Was that?
No, that spontaneously came up. That was in addition to
A bonus thing.
bonus thing. Bonus things. That's the name of our podcast.
So what's your thing? I'm really intrigued. You usually got a big list.
Great.
You're usually actually on top of this.
I'm usually on top of this?
Yeah, you used to have. We have a whole episode called Isaac's List where you just had like 1,000 things that you wanted to talk about.
It's very true. 1,000 things. I had so many things I wanted to talk about.
And we hit them. You were like, vests, and we discussed vests. Like,
one of them was our our bracelets, wrist necklaces, or
I can't get into this again. I'm sorry. I want to hear your thing. I can't get back into this argument. I guess it's our anniversary episode. Greatest hits, but I can't.
Stromboli.
Strombolis and calzones, I've decided, are different.
Are they?
The dough is slightly different.
That.
The dough is slightly different. That's
It's
it.
a conspiracy. That's not true at all.
That's just my take.
Climate deniers would want you to know that, but that's not true.
Oh boy. Oh boy. What's your thing though? Sorry.
Who's telling you this? Who's telling you that Strombolis and calzones are different? Because I'm telling you they're not. I'm telling you that you can sail around the world all you want, but it's a sphere. You're gonna keep going around. All right. You're never gonna fall off the edge. It's not flat. All right. And calzones and Strombolis are essentially the same food.
Essentially, but not entirely.
And the Earth is not hollow.
Isn't it kind of hollow though?
Great. Now onto the thing that I actually want to talk about. So as you know, I go to an agriculture school, a school that is big into sustainable agriculture and food systems and farming, and yeah, we got a farm. I mean, we essentially are a farm, but like, yeah, we got a lot of farm stuff going on. But I'm not a farmer. I'm not super into that. I mean, I totally support it and it's cool and great, but I'm an outdoor educator.
Right, that's your thing.
An outdoor education student. That's my thing. But for an assignment for a class, for experiential curriculum design, we got assigned a project, a metaphorical project, really, where, well, no, the project is real.
I was gonna say.
The project is very much real, and the grade very much is not metaphorical, but the
grade represents humanity. Man's inhumanity to man.
But we got assigned to take care of one bean. A bean seed. A bean and a seed are the same thing, but a bean.
Really?
And then we have to... What?
They're the same thing?
Well, a bean is actually one of the few plants that we eat what we also plant. Right? Think about it. It's not like I don't know, a watermelon. Well, watermelon's kind of the same. But like, you take the seed out of the fruit of the watermelon and you plant that, but you don't eat the seed, usually.
Got it.
Does that make sense? But you eat beans.
Right.
And beans are also the seed. As far as I know.
Beans are good
that's
for
the
your
gist
heart.
of what
Yeah. You know, the more you eat.
Like I said, I'm not an agriculture major. I don't know about it. But going off of like third grade
oh yeah, we used to do that,
here.
didn't we? We used to grow beans. Wasn't that like an assignment in like elementary school?
Right. But now I'm in college, and it's and it's a it's a deep metaphor.
It's cool
for
though. What's it a metaphor for?
The seed that we are planting in students that we teach, and in ourselves, really, and in the world as a whole. It's a very extended metaphor.
I'm gonna throw up. I hate that.
Why is that?
It's fucking. Here's a Hallmark card with a bean on it. Enjoy.
Well, anyway.
No, that's cool.
So I'm responsible for this bean, this bean plant. I have to grow a bean plant, essentially. I'm gonna have a little mason jar in my room, and I filled it with some soil. Hold on.
I want to see this bean.
Well, the thing is, it hasn't sprouted yet, and I'm very nervous.
Can I see the mason jar?
Yeah, hold on.
Just so I can have something the listeners don't.
Just so we
listeners
can
will never see the bean.
satisfy. But yeah, here it is. It's a little jar. Drink it.
Don't drink it.
But
That
it's
seems
got-
like a poor
Got some
decision.
soil, and hopefully there's a bean in there. I don't know. We'll see if it sprouts.
You get a
I
name.
don't know what to do after it sprouts too. Like, this is a rather extended.
Oh, what'd you do?
Extended.
Do you water a bean?
Well, I'd have. Yes, you water
okay,
a bean.
I wasn't sure.
But it's a plant.
I don't-
What are you thinking?
I don't go outside. This is the
You're
first
even
time I've
less
been
of-
outside in like my life.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
So if the bean lives or dies, is that your grade?
Essentially, I pass or fail the class. Actually, my degree holds on this cup. Really,
One bean
if
to
this
rule
bean
them
doesn't
all.
grow, I don't get a degree. But no, the funny thing in it here is the comical comparison between like the agriculture majors that go to school here that are like literally have fields and fields of beans. Like they have a whole farm that they're managing and like livestock and like sheep and like some oxen. Like there's a whole lot of agriculture that's going on here, and I'm not really a part of it so much. But I have this one bean plant in my room, and I can't get it to grow. Yet we have so much knowledge and so many folks around here that are way more bean oriented than I am. There's more loud noises going on.
Yeah, they've been building this building for a while now, and I think they just hit the walls every once in a while. Like they just bang on them so it sounds like they're doing stuff. That's
Wow, that was a really loud one. I don't know if anybody else heard that. That sounded like the whole building just fell back.
I'm not recording here anymore. From now on, if I'm recording outside, it's not going to be here.
Great. Do you hear music in the background of mine? Because there's music going on here.
Nah.
Okay, cool.
Maybe we'll hear it on the recording. It'll be a fun little those copyright strikes.
I don't know. It might not be decipherable through the walls, but okay.
It's mise en scène. It's okay.
Yeah, so that's my bean. That's my little project for the. I feel like it's also very analogous to like that the like high school the high school project in like health class when you have to take care of like the eggshell or like a baby metaphor.
The eggshell project was weird.
I feel like a little bean father right now.
Are you gonna name the bean?
That's what I was thinking. I need to come up with a name for the bean, and I don't know.
I have one if you want a suggestion.
Is it going to be a pun? Because if it's a pun, it's not going to happen. It was a pun, wasn't it? It was definitely a pun.
Can I say it anyway?
I gotcha.
Can I say it anyway?
Yeah, you should say it anyway.
Benjamin.
Nope. Not going to happen.
It's a suggestion. It wasn't like you have to name the bean Benjamin. I just thought that was kind of fun.
How would you spell that?
Benjamin, but with an A after the E.
Okay.
So Benjamin.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. It's on the list.
Is it? Or are you
But
saying
who's
that
to say
to placate
it's
me?
a he? Why not give it like a gender neutral name?
Problem is, there's not a lot of gender neutral names I can make a bean pun out of.
It's a good point. If listeners want to give us one and send it in the comments down
Yeah,
below.
listeners, seriously,
we'll
I
appreciate
know you
that.
exist because people do listen to this podcast. Give us bean names, pun ones preferably.
Name a bean in my mason jar, and yeah.
And we'll pick the winner here on the show. If you guys send any in.
Will we though?
Hmm?
I only have like 3 weeks left for this project, so it better happen pretty quick.
Yeah, comment real quick, like as soon as this episode goes up, which might be this weekend. I mean, it
Well,
doesn't matter to you, listeners.
then what's gonna happen is somebody's gonna comment first, and that'll have to be the name.
Unless like 2 people comment, then we'll have to battle to the death for the name.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully more than 2 people comment. Most of our videos have no comment on them.
Yeah, our moms, I don't think, know how to comment, so.
Wow.
That joke,
Nice.
like, the joke about our moms has not gotten old yet, and I'm very
No,
glad
because I
for
think
that.
it's still true.
Well, yeah. I mean, we have other listeners. Shout out to, I guess, Matilda, Isabella, and Serena now, who I know are listening to this podcast.
What do they think of me? Because they see you in person. They don't see me in person.
Serena would be mad at me, but I'm going to quote her a little bit. She says she's
Do it.
emotionally invested in me because she knows me. She's not emotionally invested in you, but she's emotionally invested in our friendship. So
Great. Well, that means you can kill me off in season 3
for plot advancement.
for rating, really. Like, this is the episode Isaac died.
But well, like, you know how on Doctor Who the main actor like changes? It's like the same character, but it's a new actor. We'll like regenerate you, so they'll be like, and now the role of Isaac will be played by Newt Scamander. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I don't like that. I'm an original. You can't change me.
ratings demand it sometimes, Isaac.
Right.
It's a hard world
It's
out
gonna
there.
happen.
It's a hard.
It's actually gonna happen in the next episode.
The next episode we murder.
I'm glad
Isaac.
you brought that up, really, because I wanted to talk to you about it for a while.
I've got a team heading out now. It's gonna be really dramatic. Isaac, when they get there, just call me and we'll start recording. I've got other topics. We could just
Let's hit him. Let's do a topic.
All right. So I don't think he listens to this podcast, but if he does, I think he'll agree. Have you ever met up with a friend from camp in the real world?
What do you mean by that?
Like, I've got this friend who goes to a college about an hour and a half away. I met him at camp, and he came down for lunch a couple weeks ago. This was the first time we interacted outside of like the camp bubble, and it was like weird.
Okay, you realize that comment was posted 2 hours ago?
Matilda's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, wow.
I got an email about it.
That's okay. Oh, you get an email every time somebody comments?
Mhm.
Wow.
Keeps me up to date.
You should copy me that email.
Hmm?
You should copy me those emails until it gets like out of control. Then I don't want to hear about it.
I'm gonna send you every single one.
Every 5 of them.
That's better than reading none of them.
Anyways, I just thought that was impressive that you were able to catch that 2 hours after it happened.
I'm on it, dude. I'm on the ball.
I don't. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess my question is, have you ever like outside of camp, being at camp or hanging out during the summer while you're working at camp, have you ever spent time with someone from camp?
I'm trying to think. Not usually, really. Mostly because I keep the spheres of my life separate for the most part.
It's probably
like
better.
Yeah, it sometimes is. It makes a pretty. Yeah, it's good and bad. I would say, but because most of the people that work at the camp that I work at are like from Rochester area, so I don't really get to see them all that often, anywhere. So, but yeah, other than that, it's like no, not really.
It's like it was cool, nice to see him and stuff. Like he's my friend, but you just like you're very different people outside of camp, right?
For sure, you're a totally different person. Like I said before, remember the episode that I gave you suggestions on what to do when you were working over this?
Yeah, that was when we started our mindfulness podcast.
Mindfulness podcast?
Yeah, we talked about mindfulness for like 20 minutes in that episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm reading some books on that right now. It's kind of
You could be a guru. You could educate our listeners. I'm reading a book about Darth Vader right now, so...
I'll stay in my lane, but okay. What were we gonna say about meeting? Oh, right, you're a completely different person. Like I said, camp gives you an opportunity to be a completely different person, right? You get to. It's like middle school over again, right? You get to reset how you want to be perceived by other people. So that can happen through your speech, through your actions, through your how you make puns or not, and so.
I feel you don't have to call me out, Isaac.
Yeah, so when people see you elsewhere, it can really oh, you're not. But that doesn't make you any less of a genuine person, I don't think.
No,
right?
no, I think, right, because like you're a different person at school than you would be at camp, but your camp friends only know camp you. So then when you hang out, you've been in school mode for a while, and it doesn't mesh as well. I guess that it was just there was this weird tension, I guess, which made me sad. It's like camp was the best thing, and it's just interesting how like you can see someone every day and like be so close to someone, and then suddenly there's like a barrier, if that makes any sense.
No, I get it. Yeah, it can be weird.
But that was next on my list. I've had that up since last episode, but I didn't have my list with me last episode because it's above my desk.
Flying off the cuff.
But Serena said it. This is 3 times I've name dropped her. She tells me every time I bring up the podcast she liked the episode we name dropped her. So now I'm just pandering, for views. Serena said that this was episode 9, the last one we did last week, was our best episode yet. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I've said it before, and I think I'll say it again. I think we peaked at episode 1.
We did not know what we were doing in episode 1.
Do we know what we're doing now?
No, but like, we've accepted that. In episode 1, we were trying so hard to be like, we're podcasters. Now we just do it. Exactly. That's a lesson for today, listeners. Accept your mediocrity.
Accept mediocrity.
That's all you're good for.
Yay, so I'm adequate.
I want that on a t-shirt, actually. Yay.
What?
I'm adequate.
Yeah. It's very true.
It's what every mother should tell their child. It's important to know.
Well, it's a beautiful day out here. Is it a beautiful day out there?
It's gorgeous. It's cold. It's like 40, 50, like that range.
That's not cold. You don't know the meaning of true cold.
It's not a competition. I was like, what's it like there?
It's probably around the same, yeah. It's probably like
it's not cold.
50, 40.
You don't know the true meaning of cold.
But it's going to snow sometime this month, and I'm very excited. I said that about last month. I say that about actually every month.
You just want snow?
I really think it's going to be true for this one.
You just really want snow?
I do. I really enjoy it. I think people really fear it when it first comes, like that first snow. Everybody's like, "Oh, I'm not ready for this. This is terrifying."
Right.
But my goal for this year is to be so ready for it and to be so excited for it, really, because it's a really special thing, you know.
It is. I love snow. It doesn't snow much here, which makes me really sad. Because, like, I feel like Denison would be so pretty in the snow. But the only time we get a lot of snow here is on breaks when I'm home. So, not really helpful. I don't think it's going to snow here this month. Cause
in October at all? No?
Probably not. Nothing? You're way up north. I'm Midwest.
Nah.
It's going to snow corn if it's going to snow anything.
You know, Ethan, there's a whole other country that's north of the United States, right?
No, never.
It's called Canada.
What?
I know, yeah.
What? Oh, Canada. My home and native land. Listen,
what do you think the Canadian followership of this podcast is? Probably 0.
You know, I could check. I think there's a way to check what countries are listening to your podcast. Should I pull that up right now?
No, we shouldn't. We don't. We want to disappoint ourselves.
You're right.
If
it's I'll look it up, and if it's interesting, I'll bring the statistics to the next episode.
Great, we'll have a statistics podcast.
Welcome to Numbers Cast.
Or we're just saying a string of numbers over and over again.
Hope you enjoy, listeners. We've hit rock bottom.
We hit rock bottom.
Everyone's got to get there eventually.
Rock bottom?
Yeah, it's important to be there. So sort of know what it's like, and then you can climb back up and be badass. Or, be mediocre, like we said.
Right. I mean, yeah, mediocrity is only a few hundred feet above rock bottom, so.
And where's badassery above rock bottom? Like, how far? What's the range?
I don't know. Something happened in the background of your thing. So your leaves are still green, but I assume that there's a tree around you somewhere that has some orange leaves on it, and it just dropped one, and it fell behind you. See, now you have it in your hand. How great is that?
Yeah, it's starting to look and feel like fall.
It's leaf peeping season. It's when people peep on leaves. That sounds dirty.
This is the content we have now. I can't believe it.
Nah.
No? Okay.
I thought I laid down that ground rule from the beginning. There are no puns allowed on this podcast. You know that.
No.
We're gonna lose our sponsors.
Our sponsor, yeah, episode 10, we got sponsors. Would you like to list off one of our sponsors? I did one earlier. You want to list off our other sponsor? Read the script we were sent.
Yeah. We are sponsored by Subaru.
Oh,
Don't worry, that's not just the first car that I see as I look out my window, stereotypically in Vermont.
All right, tell me.
But we're sponsored by Subaru.
Tell me
yeah.
about Subaru. Tell me.
What are you doing while I'm reading this ad spot?
Trying to.
Are you doing something?
Trying to put a leaf through the bench. Oh, I did it.
Vandal.
You know me.
Well, any other topics you want to cover? Any other things?
I met a cat.
You met a cat.
There's this cat that hangs out around campus, and she just is really friendly. We don't know if she's a stray or if she's someone's outdoor cat who comes up here because she knows college students will lose their minds over a cat. But I've been going down every night to just sit with her, and she was really
Where?
Down the hill a little bit, which means nothing to you, I realize.
That means absolutely nothing.
5 minutes from my dorm, I guess, is the best way to describe it. But it's
Okay.
It's this rocky path in some trees, so it's almost like the woods. And the first time we hung out, I guess the second time, because that was when we hung out for longer, I heard some rustling in the trees around me, and I went, "What's that?" And then a cat just came out of the woods and started meowing at me, which was the greatest moment of all time. But now she'll sit in my lap and cuddle up, and we named her S'mores because she's black and white.
Who?
S'mores the cat.
Yeah, but you said we.
Oh, just she, because you have to go down the hill to get to the theater. The theater kids see her a lot because we're going down daily because we've had shows constantly, which are going really well. Not to brag, I'm doing amazing. But yeah, we've sort of adopted this cat. That's honestly been the most significant event of my life this year so far. So, but what about you? What's going on in your life other than this wonderful bean? Benjamin.
Not a whole lot, really. I feel like I'm just moving through life right now, doing things.
What kind of things are you doing?
Going running a lot. I'm going to class. I go to college. That's what I do. Yep. I don't know if we talked about that before.
We've probably come up. I'm sure.
What?
We've definitely talked about the fact that we go to college.
Yes, I remember because last episode you had to bleep out the place that I go to school.
So I originally put in just a normal bleeping sound, right? And then I was listening further, and you're like, "Oh, use the Charlie Brown thing." So I had to go.
But I requested.
I had to
the
go
trombone.
find the trombone. I had to download the trombone, and I had to.
Is it royalty free?
Probably. It's a
Are
trombone.
we gonna get sued for that?
It's a trombone. Man.
Trombones are not royalty free.
Have you ever seen a king use a trombone?
If this is gonna end in a joke, I swear.
Let's move on then.
You can just end the podcast there.
Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you about because this is.
Yes.
How was the hike last weekend?
It was good. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I forgot that we talked about that. It was cool. We made it up to the top of Mount Washington. It was fun. You talked about how you had been on the top of Mount Washington.
A couple times, yeah.
I had never been on the top. You failed to tell me that there's a strip mall on the top of Mount Washington.
The observation thing where they've got the.
Well, there's a gift shop and
Yeah.
observation tower and museum and
The Tip Top House
there's
is
so
the
much
gift
going
house
on
now,
top
right?
of it.
The gift shop. It's the Tip Top
Right,
House. Right?
yeah,
The one
I
that's
think
chained
so,
down.
Yeah. But it's very overwhelming. You're hiking up a lonesome trail. It's really beautiful, alpine vegetation everywhere, awesome stuff. And then you get to the top and there's just hordes of people and Asian tourists and trolleys of people just offloading.
Well, it's a
parking
tourist
lots,
spot because you
cars.
can drive up. It's a
Yeah, I don't know how I
pretty
feel about
quick
that.
drive, actually.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword, right? It's well, okay, great. More people get to experience nature, but secondly, it gets to ruin nature for me.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. No,
It's not ruining nature. It's
but
just
it's weird
It's
because it's Mount Washington. The hike, I'm sure, was very you were in the wilderness, on this incredible peak, and then suddenly it's people.
something happened.
Question.
I don't know what happened. boy.
What was my question? Oh, what trails were you hiking? Do you know?
Yeah, it was on the Crawford Path Trail up to whatever one we took up to the summit. We took the side trail up to the summit though. We didn't take the main one. We went up. I forgot what it's called, but like to the side of Tuckerman's Ravine,
It's a good skiing
and
spot.
then up the other side. It's a great It's like the premier backcountry skiing spot of the East.
I've
Really.
hiked the Tuckerman Ravine Trail. Not the whole thing, but I've hiked that a couple times with my family. Like just the beginning of it,
Cool.
because then my family gets tired and doesn't want to go any further. I'd do the whole thing.
Yeah,
happily.
there's a lot of people.
Was it a cloudy day? Was it a clear day? Because sometimes when it's clear, you can like
It was pretty clear, actually.
You can
It was
see
really-
all the way to like the ocean sometimes.
I couldn't see all the way to the ocean. That seems a bit far, but I could see very far. It was great, and the leaves were a perfect color.
I really want to
It
go
was
up
amazing.
there in the fall. I've only ever been up there in the summer and winter, and it's beautiful both times. But
You
like,
should come and visit me. We could do a
I'll do it.
a live episode.
if I ever have time,
What do you have an October break? Does your school do that?
yeah, for like 2 days, and I have to work during it.
Oh. We have like a 4-day October break.
I mean, technically ours is 4 days, but like the weekend's in there.
Yeah, that's my point.
So
Oh no, actually we have whatever. I guess I have class then, but it doesn't matter. Well, whatever. Great. We're at like 40 minutes. 40, almost 50 actually. 45.
yeah, we should wrap up, shouldn't we? And I gotta go up the hill.
Isn't that surprising how fast the time goes?
I love doing this. Like it does go fast, right? But like we get a whole hour almost to just chat,
It's true.
which is nice.
We had to catch up.
Hence the name Catchupcast. We should, like, I know the opening of the podcast says we don't talk about condiments. But we should do a condiment segment just to like
The condiments episode.
just to really lie to ourselves
Throw
about what
people
we're
off.
doing as a podcast.
Well, yeah, I'll do. Okay, sure.
I don't know.
Okay, all right, great. Well,
That might be
Yeah.
goofy.
any stories about Jerry Seinfeld this week?
We got a complaint about that section.
Did you really?
It went
Oh my
went
God.
on too long. Was the complaint?
I'm so proud of that.
I thought about cutting some
Who's-
of it out, but it was so
No, you
ridiculous and like
do that.
so peak our friendship.
Who who complained about it?
I'll name drop her again. It was Serena. Got anything to say to Serena
Really?
about that?
Oh, come on, that's comedy gold right there. Also, B, there's another noise going on. I can't. Also, be emotionally invested in me, please. Nope. that sounds like a plea for help. But
We all need
I'm-
help. That's okay.
I'm sure I'm way more emotionally interesting than Ethan is.
No, I would agree. You've got your life. You pretend you have your life more figured out at least. I don't know if you actually do.
I don't know. You're planning on being a filmmaker, so I
Yeah.
guess
That's a
you
whole
should
nother.
maybe figure out something to not do that.
That's a whole nother conversation.
What was that?
Just like being a filmmaker. I don't even want to get into that right now. Oof.
Why are you not feeling it?
No, I'm feeling it. It's just a really stressful field to think about going into.
Yeah, you're telling me. I'm going into the field that's actually going into a
I was
field.
gonna say you're just going into a field. Yeah, but like, there'll probably be jobs, right? This is.
I don't know.
We don't.
Not if
We are not the stress podcast.
not if the world floods from global warming, or if people stop. I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
Well, as scary as things are, Isaac and listeners, one thing's certain. Catchupcast will remain 10 years strong. Happy podcast anniversary. I was going for something like monumental there. It didn't happen. That's okay. I'm going to stop the recording now, I think. I think that,
Yep.
that's how
Okay.
we're going to end it.
Happy 10th episode.
Happy 10th
buddy.
episode. Thanks for listening, guys. It means a lot to us. Keep listening. Tell your friends. Or don't. But thank you so much. It's been so fun to listen. Not to listen, but to do this podcast for 10 whole episodes. Sorry it's taken us literally the entirety of 2018 to put out 10 episodes. But yeah, have a great day.